Let me start with the Eagles. This a big deal or no big deal?
Yeah, well, I think it is a big deal because the expectations coming into the year were kind of Super Bowl or bust, right? I mean, last year I thought they were the best team in the league. They played awesome in the first half of the Super Bowl. They weren't able to slow down Mahomes in the second half. They lost the game, golden opportunity to win the whole thing. And so, as you know, Dan, when you go there and you do that, the next year, all that matters, all anybody cares about is winning the whole thing. And they got a real uphill climb now. I mean, first of all, they need to win out just to be the number 2 seed and to win the NFC East. But the way the Niners are playing right now, and the Niners are going to get a bye, they would play that game in San Francisco. The Niners certainly appear to be the best team and the better team than the Eagles right now. Niners might even be able to rest their guys in week 18. Feels like an uphill climb. I would say the one thing in their favor, Dan, or maybe the two things, I still think the Eagles have a very talented roster, and they would have at least 5 more games between now and an NFC Championship rematch against San Francisco. That's a lot of time. I mean, that's a lot of time for there to be injuries or them to figure something out or them to get back in a rhythm offensively. So the best thing they got going is probably just the time between now and a potential eventual rematch.
Okay, what is the issue or issues with the Eagles?
Several, actually. Number one, defensively, they're just not as good as they were last year. They're clearly worse at linebacker, clearly worse at safety. And they kind of knew those two coming into the year, Dan. Like, they lost all those guys in free agency. They kind of knew that that was going to be the case. I'm not sure that they realized there would be a drop off a corner like this. So you lose your nickelback Avonte Maddox. That hurts. You re-sign Bradbury and Slay. I think Slay's probably still playing at the level he was last year. Bradbury's play has slipped and dropped off. So that hurts. Slay's out now after he got his knee scoped. So they have a lot of issues on the back end. And frankly, they don't have as much depth on the D-line as they had last year to be able to cycle through those guys and keep them fresh and keep the pressure on. So I think the defensive issues are primarily personnel. Offensively, they have the same guys. It's the same guys. They're just not clicking. They settle for field goals. They turn it over. I thought Hurts got greedy a couple times with both interceptions. I mean, that first interception, Dan, they're in Seahawks territory. I can't remember if they were up by 4 or a touchdown at that point. It's first down.
Yeah.
It's first down in Seahawks territory, and you throw the ball to a covered receiver who's at best your 4th best receiver in Quez Watkins. Very disappointing if you're an Eagles fan.